Hello everyone and welcome back to Bitwig Studio and Music Production. This is lesson 5.30 and in this quick video I just wanted to make you guys aware of something about the Polysynth and about how it processes additional effects. And I should say how it's coloring these effects to be slightly different as to whether you choose to drop them inside the actual instrument or outside the instrument. And I was very interested when this program first came out as to whether or not they would actually have sonic changes. If you drop something inside of something that's analog modeled, like the Polysynth is, will our effects also have a certain semblance of analog modeling given to them, or will it be exactly the same if you process them on the outside? Now, there are very, very subtle differences, and I want you to be aware of it. And it's pretty interesting. So I can't think of any other DAWs that have built-in instruments that let you choose between dropping an effect on the inside of the instrument or on the outside. So I have two examples here, and we could probably do a ton more. And be forewarned, you need to turn this way up, and you have to kind of know what you're listening to. If you're new to music production and new to sound design, these subtle differences you may not be able to hear, but trust me, they're there, and we'll look at it in the actual span device so we can see them. And a lot of it seems to do with how it processes high-end data, like how much of that is going to be attenuated to kind of model what happens when you really tube distort something and you kind of cut that high end a little bit and round out the bottom. But instead of me just continuing to talk about it, let's try to listen to it. I'll start with the filter and then we'll do the distortion. So I have a filter sweep happening. These are literally duplicates of one another. Only in one case, I have the ladder inside the Polysynth, and on the other, it's on the outside. So let's try to take a listen, really listen to at the end when that filter moves up, and try to hear the difference in sonic timbres here. Really listen to that end part. One more time. So if you can't hear that difference, that's totally okay. It's subtle, but there is a difference. And now we can look at the distortion, and this one isn't quite as subtle. So this is a distortion when it's inside of the Polysynth. So to me, the first one sounds like a little bit more clear, actually, which isn't what I would have expected, but that is the way I hear it at least. And we can take a look at the span and specifically look at some of those higher harmonics and overtones that the distortion is adding. So here it is inside and then outside. We'll put this on a loop and you can watch and see how things change here on our spectrum. Watch this area right here. So yes, you will need headphones or really good speakers. You'll have to turn it up quite a bit, but there is that difference. And my guess is they've tried to, with the Polysynth, actually have the entire instrument emulate an analog synthesizer. Once you get outside that synthesizer, it's just like you would expect. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. I know it's maybe not super important to some of you, but it is something about the Polysynth that makes it very unique. And even if you were to, I assume, throw third-party effects in here, VSTs, I haven't tried it out, my guess is you're going to also get some different timbres, whether it goes inside or outside. Thank you so much for watching, and you'll hear from me again in the next lesson. Take care.